New weapons, a new game mode, new blueprints and new in-match events. Welcome to Call of Duty Warzone Season 4. Today we're going to check out all the changes that came with the new season, including 2 bullet pattern tests with the FENNEC and the CR-56 AMAX, their possible best loadouts, and I will explain why there will be a new record soon. Let's start off with the new weapons and then we will check out the gameplay changes. The FENNEC, aka the Vector, is one of the new weapons in Warzone Season 4. It is a fully automatic SMG and you will unlock it once you reach tier 15. The first time I used it, I stole it from a guy I just killed. I can definitely tell you that the standard 25 round magazine is inadequate for Warzone. It's very difficult to down one guy with only one magazine. However, I did notice that if you go for headshots, that it becomes a super deadly weapon. So keep that in mind if you're still stuck with the standard magazine. I did some bullet pattern tests with the FENNEC and with the CR-56 AMAX, which is another new weapon that came with the new season. It is a fully automatic assault rifle and you will unlock it at tier 31. The standard FENNEC's bullet pattern starts off by going straight up with a slight tendency to pull to the right, but then it has a slightly larger pull to the left. Compensating for this pattern is not that difficult, but I did decide to do a second attempt and that bullet pattern looks much better, so I definitely recommend you to do the same. The standard CR-56 AMAX's bullet pattern starts off with a violent pull to the left and then it constantly pulls to the right. Again, I needed a second attempt to compensate for this and that pattern definitely looks better, but it doesn't end there. The best loadout for the FENNEC, at least on paper, includes the monolithic suppressor, the ZLR 16-inch Apex, the Commander foregrip and the 40 round drum max. I did include the Chronomine reflex because I prefer to have a sight on most of my weapons. The uncompensated bullet pattern goes up, again with a small tendency to pull to the right, but then it has a very noticeable pull to the left. Compensating for this is relatively easy, so I only needed one attempt this time, but the bullet pattern looks very nice to be honest. The CR-56 AMAX's best loadout includes the monolithic suppressor, the XRK Zodiac, S440 barrel, the Commander foregrip and the 45 round max. I used the VLK on this weapon because it reduces the overall size of the bullet pattern. This pattern is very similar to the one of the weapon without attachments, with a violent pull to the left and then a pull to the right, but in the end it transitions over to a snake-like pattern. It might look challenging based on the pattern, but compensating with this weapon is relatively easy. I don't think that many people will have difficulties with this weapon. Depending on your playstyle, the mid-game in Warzone can be relatively quiet for some players. In Season 4 they're trying to change that with some refreshing ideas. From now on, expect one of 3 events to take place between the first loadout drop and before the gulag closes. The first event that may or may not happen is the fire sale. It is designed to lure players or teams to the buy stations because everything will be discounted, except the loadout drops. These discounts can even mean that you will now get free items like buying back a dead teammate or getting a self-revive kit. These are the discounted prices. For a total of $5,200 you can now literally buy everything except the loadout drop. The fire sale will only last for 60 seconds, but be very careful, because a lot of teams will be camping these buy stations during these 60 seconds and perhaps even in the following minutes. I would suggest that you take the high ground if you happen to be close to a buy station when the fire sale occurs. That way you'll have the advantage and you will probably get a lot of kills in the next few minutes. If you're slightly further away from the buy station and you want to take advantage of the discounted prices, then watch out for mines, claymores, C4 and a possible ambush when you approach the nearest buy station. The second event is called a jailbreak and it means exactly what you think it means. When this event occurs, all dead players, and I mean all dead players, including the guys waiting in the gulag, will be released and they will respawn back into the game. There is a 1-minute notice before the actual jailbreak occurs, so your teammates can prepare for your return, which might mean not buying your back yet and keeping their money for a UAV for example. It could also mean that they will try to get their hands on some extra cash to buy another loadout drop so that you can immediately get your hands on your own weapons. Make sure that your parachuting skills are on point, because a smart player will be looking up when this event occurs, because you're going to see a lot of guys returning to the game at the same time, and the guys who deploy their parachutes at the wrong time will never get the chance to land. The last event spawns supply choppers. They share some similarities with the dragons in Apex Legends. Basically, if you destroy the helicopter, you will get access to loot, a lot of loot. These choppers are heavily armored, so it's best to work together with your teammates and coordinate your firing power. Luckily, they won't be shooting back at you, but do watch out. You will be vulnerable and you will expose your position when your entire team starts shooting at one of these helicopters. They seem to fly around in a holding pattern, so it's not that difficult to predict where they will fly to next. It doesn't take that much to destroy one of these helis on your own. I managed to do that with all of my bullets from my MP7 and that did the trick. Since one of the rewards is an ammo box, you can easily get your ammo back. You will still have to capture the supply crate, but the rewards are very nice, with lots of UAVs, a number of boxes for ammo and armor, a gas mask, a grenade launcher and lots of cash. There is also a new contraband contract system. It is a rare contract with a permanent blueprint reward. It only has a chance to spawn after a previous contract is completed, but you can also steal one from an enemy. If you see the contraband briefcase, then take it to the designated helicopter extraction location and then call in the helicopter. Deposit the briefcase to complete the contract. There is a new weapon mastery challenge as well, specially designed for the guys who love their gold weapons. Once unlocking gold, you will get access to 8 mastery challenges per weapon. For example, you will now have to complete 2 kill challenges, 2 headshot challenges and various other challenges so that you can unlock a special player card and sticker. The Warzone playlist has been updated as well. In addition to the normal game mode, we can now play Warzone Rumble. It's a new mode with 2 50-player teams. Everybody will constantly respawn back into the game and fight for victory. Don't be surprised the first time you decide to play Rumble, because everybody on your team will share the same voice channel, so be prepared for that. Unfortunately, the size of the map is quite small, and I wish it would transition over to a different area, like what they do now with the end circles. There are no armor plates in this game mode, so everybody will die super fast because you will only have 100 health. I would personally say that Rumble belongs to the main game, not the Warzone, because this isn't what a Warzone player would expect from the Warzone playlist. I'm sure that you're going to check out Warzone Season 4, but be prepared to download about 44 GB if you're playing on PC. There is some good news for the console players, because once installed it will only use up 4 extra gigabytes. All of the footage which you just saw today was recorded during a live stream, and a lot of guys reported that their downloads seem to take forever with very slow download speeds, so be prepared. Speaking about the live stream, you're more than welcome to join me there so that we can check out the weapons together, see how they perform best, which tactics to use and which combination of guns works best. The link is in the video description. Oh, by the way, we ended the last season with a sub-game victory and we just started the new season with another sub-game victory. So yeah, you guys are pretty good and it's always a pleasure to play together. As always, there are a few changes that weren't mentioned in the patch notes. These are the changes that stood out the most. You will now find a lot of MP7s lying around all over the place. So, if you're good with that weapon, you're going to love this season. A basic M13 and an M4 with the burst perk can now be found in Warzone, so be prepared when you pick up the M4, because I didn't know what was going on at first and it almost cost me my life. The spawn rate of the cluster strikes has been increased and there is a victory bug in the game, meaning that you will not earn points that counts towards unlocking tiers if you get another victory. Very annoying. Another thing that they brought back is the contract that you can put on yourself, meaning that you will now be hunted and visible to everybody on the map. It will take 3 minutes and if you survive you will get cash in return. Jax, one of the subs, noticed that the APC has been unlocked and that you can also unlock a skin for that as well. Maybe someday we will see APCs driving around in Warzone. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Would you like to see that or do you think that it will be overkill? They have included some general fixes as well. For example, they lowered the ammo count for the reload warning on belt-fed LMGs. Not exactly a game-breaking change, and nothing else really stood out that is worth mentioning. However, I have included the link to all the patch notes in the video description if you want to check those out for yourself. If the jailbreak occurs at the right time, you will see an insane amount of people spawning back into the game. The right team, with their own loadout, will have a field day taking out these poor guys. Remember, they only spawn back in with their pistols and nothing else. So the right team will be able to break the world record in no time, and I wouldn't be surprised if this record will be broken within 2 weeks. I will review the FENNEC and the CR-56 AMAX in the upcoming days, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss those videos. This was Fog of Gaming, thanks for watching, and I will see you in Warzone. Can I put the airstrike on it?
Got that, okay. Nice.
Airstrike's right on them. 2 guys. 15 bullets AR left.
Yeah, I've only got 40.
Okay, never mind, keep them.
move to this hay bale.
Yeah, campers, I think.
Best guess behind that rock.
Repositioning.
Nope, right. He's in a bush. Then.
Oh, the other one's there as well.
I'm self-revising. I'm coming. Have me on plating.
Well played, man.
GG's.
Nice, very nice. It's 14-15, nice man. Jack's leading again.
14-15.
You're leading
What's that,
again.
29 kill game.